Pleasant good afternoon to all my viewers and my subscribers. This is Jah-P Sports Talk. I hope everyone is keeping safe. So tomorrow the West Indies will take on Ireland in the second T20. The first match was rained out, abandoned. So tomorrow you would say indirectly is the first match. You know, so we are hoping that the weather in Ireland tomorrow is much better than the other day, and hoping that we will get to see 40 overs or less. Yes, so this time around, we look at the West Indies. That series against England wasn't the best. We got whitewashed. So I think we should definitely use the series against Ireland as a winning streak and try to, boost the guys' confidence going into that Australia series. A few players have been out of sort. Evan Lewis, he has not been the usual Evan Lewis that we are accustomed to. Johnson Charles got a little start the other day. Robman Powell made a 70 plus the other day. So a few players getting a few little starts. So for me, for this match tomorrow, I would go with Johnson Charles and Rutherford. I would try Shafin Rutherford at the top of the order. Give Evan Lewis a game out and try something new. Try Rutherford up at the top of the order. We know Johnson Charles is going out of the game, and I don't think we should sit down and wait until um, Johnson Charles get injured or he's retired for us to be struggling to find a opener. Brandon King is not in this series, and apart from playing a opener that is totally out of sort, I think you should, try something new. So I would definitely go with Johnson Charles Rutherford. Casey Carty, I would bring him into this game, bring him at number 3, Shea Hope at number 4, Robman Powell at number 5, then Jason Holder, then I would come with Rastan Chase, then Romario Shepherd, and I would go with Hussein. Um, well, I would put Monty ahead of Hussein, and then Hussein, and then I would bring in Matthew Ford into this match instead of Alzar Joseph. Alzar Joseph is our main pace bowler, but he tends to be a little bit too expensive at times. And I think Coach Darren Sammy or the bowling coach Ravi Rampal, they need to find a way how to work with Alzar Joseph. They need to find a way to work with Alzar Joseph to bowl in some Yorkers. Try to bowl at least 2 deliveries per over for Yorker length deliveries. Try something else. You already have the pace. Why can't you try some way? I hardly seen these bowlers doing the slow ball anymore. Some of these bowlers doing the slow ball anymore. I spoke about this numerous of times. We need to see the West Indies trying to put things in place, trying to invent some things. We are not seeing that. You understand me? We are not seeing that. So for me, Gudakesh Moti has been out of sort in some ways, in terms of the bowling, but we definitely know that he can chips in with the bat. So I would play him as an additional batter, and then hoping that the bowling may come good. If we could bowl 4 overs and go for less than 30 runs, I would say that's a plus, or go for 30 runs. If Imanakul Hussein, those 8 overs can come up to 60 runs or less, that's a plus. You understand me? So I would play Gudakesh Moti. I know that he has not been taking wickets, but I would definitely play him. Hakil Hussein just coming back into the team and so on, hasn't been taking the wickets as all we would have really liked. And then, would have Rastan Chase just in case they need a third spinner to break the over. Romario Shepherd can drop in a few overs. Jason Ola can drop in a few. Then we have Shafin Rutherford can drop in a few, and then Matthew Ford. So, we should not be short of bowlers as to who would really get the 20 overs from, or get 4 overs, 5 overs from. Or if a bowler is particularly expensive, we can always bring in a Rutherford or a Shepherd or so to drop in 2 overs a year or there, or a Rasta Chase, So I don't think it should be of much difficult for us. For the Ireland squad, you have Harry Tector, Paul Sterling, Russ Adair, Tim Tector, Gavin Oye, George Dockrell, Mark Adair, Lucran Tucker, Stefan Duane, Barry McCarthy, Benjamin White, Graham Hume, Joshua gosh, Graham Hume, I don't know what the pronounce the last name. Josh Little, Leah McCarthy, Matthew Humphries. So, the Irish squad is very compact as the West Indies. So, the West Indies must go out and know that, listen, it's a competitive game that we're going to play tomorrow, and it's not something that we should take lightly. You understand me? Paul Sterling is one of those cricketers that if he gets going, he can be very destructive, and we have to be careful the way we go about things. And same for Harry Tector, Tim Tector. These batters, George Dockrell. These batters can be very destructive, as I said. So the West Indies have to take things very, very serious as to how they go about things. And we just hope that we can be victorious at the end of the day. But I definitely think that if we can restrict Ireland if they bat first for less than 170 or so, I should think that that's a gettable total for the West Indies, and if we should bat first, we should try to make the most of the 20 overs, maybe a 190, 195, 200, 200 plus, anywhere there. We have the batting lineup that can definitely get us the runs, and one thing that I'm hoping for is the West Indies to, find a way how to reduce the dot balls, we have been taking up so much dot bars daily, and this is something that is not going well for us. So we definitely need to find a way how we can get some dot balls, get some of those dot balls be runs balls, or getting a single from them. So in that regards, now in the event that we end up making a 170, 180, those singles add up. So we really look forward for this. I know many persons when they hear me saying that Rutherford to open, they're probably saying, "What are you saying?" But yes, I think it is time for us to try something new. Evan Lewis is not performing. You understand me? It's a possibility they could also use Casey Carty as a opener, but I wouldn't really look to put Casey Carty there. I think Casey Carty is a batter that who tends to come in after a wicket fall, and even though three is almost as 1 and 2, but I wouldn't look to use Casey Carty as an opening batter. I would try Rutherford, and then see how things goes there with Johnson Charles. A left and right combination same way. And depending on how things goes, we could probably make a change or two for that final game. JYD Gooley, I haven't heard any update, but seems like his visa situation has not been resolved. So we have to sit and wait to hear what is what. Johnson Charles is now 36 years old. We suspect that he wants to be in and around the team ahead of the next T20 World Cup. And we recently saw Nicholas Puran retiring. Jason Holder is 33 years old, going 34 later on this year. So we are hoping that we can get another 2.5 years or so from Jason Holder with the West Indies team while we try to recruit other players. You understand me? Matthew Ford is pretty young, you know. So, Shimron Maya is one of those cricketers that he has a talent in my views, but trust me, on a day-to-day basis, we cannot get the best out of him. He was looking so fantastic the other day, and then just as I spoke, he got out. So, we're hoping that these players can definitely put ball to bat tomorrow, our ball to Ricky tomorrow. Rastan Chase is 33 years old, so we suspect that we could get another 3 years out of Rastan Chase. Believe he's good in the field. So, we just want the guys to just go out there tomorrow, do well in the field, do well with the bowling, and then I'm hoping that the batting comes good. We definitely have what it takes, and I think that once we go out there with that mindset, we can come out victorious at the end of the day. You understand? So that's my take on it for today. Let me hear from you in the comment section what you think about the West Indies' chances of winning the first T20 tomorrow. Who would you use as a opening pair, and what 11 would you use? So my viewers and my subscribers, this is Jah-P Sports Talk. I just want to thank you again for subscribing, like, share, and comment. Please, I'm asking you all to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to my YouTube page at Jah-P Sports Talk. Keep safe until next time and wish you all the best for the remainder of the weekend. Jah-P Sports Talk.